So creature collecting games have somehow convinced us to accept three things. One, that creatures just stand around doing nothing, just waiting for us to collect them. Two, the strongest player is usually the person that has 45 different credit cards to use. And three, when the game is technically multiplayer, you'll probably spend 90% of your time alone anyway. But apparently this new game is claiming to fix all of that. It's called Roco Kingdom. It's free to play, no pay to win gotcha, and it's a fully cross-platform open world creature collector with over 400 creatures to collect at launch. And I actually got to try the game in LA a couple months ago in a closed door event with other creators. Now, I'm gonna be honest, when I first got there, I had low expectations. I was like, okay, yeah, another creature collecting game. Okay, let's see how good this is. But after a few hours with it, I actually enjoyed it. But I did give them some constructive criticism that I was kind of afraid to do because I was afraid they were gonna kick me out of the building. But to my surprise, they wrote down everything I told them to fix. So that was kind of impressive. But this video is gonna try to answer three things. The first test, do the creatures actually feel like they belong here? Second test, does this game genuinely make me want to catch all the critters? And then finally, does strategy actually matter, or is it just something we're putting on the box? Because if Roco Kingdom can pass all the tests, I genuinely think we have a good creature collecting game on our hands. And yes, before you go to the comments, yes, this video is sponsored by Roco Kingdom. But when I did the closed event, I gave them some harsh feedback, which I'll try to share in this video as well. Because I don't want to just talk about the good things. I feel like if they really do care, they will accept feedback. And I just want to give you guys my honest thoughts on it. And they wanted me to watch a trailer with you guys that I have not watched yet, so let's take a look. The graphics are gorgeous. This is actually what it looks like when you play the game, by the way.
The Academy has always
the Academy's
encouraged
nice
learning
looking.
through bonding with your genie. You might find it more exciting than you think.
This is where the journey of the mages of Corrosia begins.
I like his design. I like those glasses.
Finishing your lessons here is merely the first step. A mage's pursuit of mastery is a lifelong journey.
I like the anime cartoony vibe of it. Like, it just makes you feel good. It's not depressing. Oh, the little pony's cute. Aww. Yeah, so in the game, like when you're walking around, the creatures will actually be like doing stuff like that. They don't just stand around doing nothing. They actually interact, they fight, they play. Oh, okay. Wait, that thing looks cool. I remember doing some boss battles and stuff when I was at the closed door event. Yeah, so I remember doing this with Autumn, where like you fight the boss as your character with like your magical wand, and once you deplete the shield, then that's when you bring out your creatures and then fight it with your creature. And yeah, all the creatures have different traversal too.
Let the welcome party begin.
Hell yeah, dude. What a great trailer. Oh my God. Wait, go back. Hold on a second. My favorite one, this one right here. He's so funny and he's so adorable. This game, I think, is going to do well. At least I hope it does. So when I first sat down and saw this game, the art style is the first thing that I noticed. And if you know who I am and what game I mainly play, it really reminded me of that game, which is not a bad thing. Everything's bright, colorful. It kind of just makes you feel happy. And the creatures in the game, called genies, they feel like they belong in the world. Like their designs look like they match the aesthetic and atmosphere of the world, which is a good thing, because if it didn't, it'd really throw you off And that's a small detail that I feel like a lot of people don't really consciously recognize. Like they'll just think, oh, something's off, something's weird. But when you get it right, you don't really think that. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the creatures look like they belong in this fantasy world. And Roco Kingdom is trying to do something different. So the world is called Corrosia, and they're trying to make it so that the genies actually feel like they're living in the world, doing things, interacting with things, interacting with the environment, with other genies, instead of just standing there going back and forth doing the same exact thing over and over again like some other games do. Like they don't just have some folder and then they just like click and drag the PNG and just put them there in the grass and they're like, all right, cool, we're done. No, they actually move around, they're doing stuff. Like it feels like, oh yeah, they have a life. Like on the beach, you can actually see other creatures playing volleyball together, which is obviously adorable. Or like at night, Blazehound follows this creature and tries to mimic its howl. Or when it rains, this creature uses leaves as like an umbrella and it'll try to hide underneath it for shelter. And when I was talking to the devs, they were really telling me that they were really trying to go for like an atmosphere and that you felt like you were there and everything was living and breathing, which a lot of game companies love to say. Like those are huge buzzwords, but when you play the game, you can tell that they're actually trying to implement that. And it's the small little details that paint the big picture. I've always said that about video games, and I appreciate that. And so that's the first test. I wanted to know if the creatures in Roco Kingdom are just collectible items or do these animals have lives? So during the time I got to play it in LA, the genies seemed like they actually were doing things. Like I said earlier, there are plenty of games where like you'll go out into the open world, right? And the creatures will just be standing there and pacing back and forth, and that's their life. But this game does it differently. They're actually interacting with the world. They're reacting to things, traveling, playing, and they act differently depending on the weather. So that means like if you're exploring during the day, you'll get different interactions at night and vice versa. Or if you return to an area when it's raining, it could be different. And that honestly gives you a reason to keep exploring and returning to the same spots instead of just like abandoning it once you're done. And if you're a person that really appreciates small details of things, I think you'll like this. Oh, and I forgot, even genies that have the same species, right, can have noticeable differences. There are ones that have different faces or different sizes. They don't all look copy pasted the same. That's how much detail Roco Kingdom is trying to get. Like you might find one that's weirdly large or has a useful talent, but the interactions actually don't stop there, because after you collect them, some of them can travel alongside you, or some of them can become mounts. Like you're not just collecting these and then throwing them into a digital prison forever. They get to still have lives, except now they're your child in a sense. And so it's cool because they like remain part of the world and the adventure. And so did they pass the test? I would say yes, from what I've played. Again, I've only played about 3 to 4 hours of it, so things could change. I don't see how it would change for the worse. But from my time with it, from the beginning to 3 or 4 hours in, it already felt like the world was lived in. And I personally have a thing for like bright, colorful fantasy vibes, and the game knocks it out of the park. And just seeing the little genies play together, do activities together, interact, react, and stuff like that, it just adds to the world. So I'd say they've passed that test. But here's the thing, personally, when it comes to creature collecting games, this is gonna sound weird. I am not the type of person that wants to collect them all. I like to collect the coolest looking ones, and like, that's about it. I'm not some like collector freak that needs to get every single copy of every single creature. So the second test for this game is, can it actually convince me to want to catch them all? And here's the thing, that if you get overwhelmed easily, this game is launching with over 400 genies. Do you know how many Costco pizza slices that is? Like 400, that's a lot. Like on one side of the coin, 400 sounds amazing. Like some people are gonna be like, oh my God, like salivating at the mouth. Other people will be like, 400, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know if I could do that. And I don't really think the important thing is how many creatures you have in the game. I think it's more important if they're all unique. And from the ones that I saw when I was playing the game, they definitely all look unique. And when I was scrolling through all of them, I was actually surprised at how many different designs they were able to come up with. And they all look good. Some of them obviously look better than others, but for the most part, they all look good. Because in a world with so many creature collecting games now, it's really hard to create ones that look super original or like your own. And I told them I can definitely see some inspiration in some of them, but for the most part, they did a really good job of making these creatures like their own design. Oh, and I should probably tell you this, but there's no pay to win and no creature gotcha. So no, you don't have to pull for a genie on a banner with a 50-50 or whatever. You don't have to gamble for them. They're all available to collect by playing the game. You find them in the open world and you collect them, which big W, because walking into it, I was afraid about that. And I asked them during the Q&A, like, what's the gotcha look like? Because if you're putting genies behind gotcha, I don't think people are gonna like that. But yeah, they made sure to tell me there's no creature gotcha. People will be fine. But speaking about the creatures, there's evolution in the game, and it's actually really cool. So the way it works is that genies grow through exploration and combat, and a lot of them have branching evolution paths. So for instance, this one, Cluck-Eyed, normally it would evolve into Clucktail, which is a more elegant version of him. But if you defeat 3 Havoc class genies before evolving it, you unlock an alternate evolution called Cluckchamp. And Cluckchamp looks like the type of creature that they would send to your house if you gave your Uber driver a 1-star review for your KFC. But yeah, low-key, I like this evolution process because it isn't like the same thing over and over again. And there's a sense of discovery to it, which I think is really cool. Like you might hear a rumor from a different player, or you might notice that your friend's creature evolved differently than yours. And your genies can even evolve during genie duels. So like in this video, Meowdow transforms into a stronger form during battle, which gives the evolution an actual narrative purpose. It did it because it wants to protect the player. So it doesn't just feel like, oh, it just happened because you hit an XP goal, but it did it because there was like a reason to it. And I think Roco Kingdom is really trying to nail down the atmosphere, but also like the relationships that you have with your creatures. It's not just some collectible thing that you find in the world. They want it to actually matter. It's like it wants you to remember where you found them or like the adventure that you're going on, which low-key could be kind of dangerous, especially for me personally, because once I get hooked on a character in a video game or like a creature, I'm gonna do everything I can in my power to protect them. Is that parasocialism? Does that exist for a video game like this? I don't know, but some of these creatures are gonna make you parasocial. So does that mean that Roco Kingdom passes the collection test? Yes and no. Let me explain. Yes, in the sense that all of the creatures are different looking. There's different versions of a specific one. Evolution for them is different. And it feels like the game is trying to make you become friends with these creatures versus just a couple of pixels on your screen, right? So for a lot of people who are collectors, I can definitely see them wanting to collect every version, every evolution of all the genies. So it's not really a bad thing. But I think the more important thing is that the creatures feel unique and like they matter. But now let's talk about the combat, okay? Test number 3. Does your strategy actually matter? Let's be real, we've heard this all before. When a game releases a statement saying deep strategic combat, that phrase literally can mean anything. And I got to try the PvP, and low-key, I kind of dreaded it because they really wanted all of us to try it. And I didn't want to. I'm not really a big PvP guy anymore like I used to be. I guess I'm too old now, but I had to, so I did. And I was matching up with other people in the building and I had fun. Because again, it wasn't just like spamming the attack until I hopefully win. There was actually strategy to it. Like they gave me a sheet of paper with all the different elements and what's good against what. And there's a ranking system to it too. So if you like to chase different ranks, I mean, you can get addicted to it pretty easily. And I genuinely did have fun with it. And the devs are trying to position this as like a fair PvP experience for everyone. So it means your strategy matters more than just battle numbers. So strategy actually matters more than just raw stats. I think if I remember correctly, everyone is like on the same playing field. So even if you're higher level, everyone will just be the same level. It really just comes down to how well you know your genies and their abilities and what abilities to use when and which genies to use against a different genie. So it really is just strategy based. And the system actually is pretty in depth. Like each genie has skills influenced by his class and individual talents. And they can even learn abilities across classes. Like it gets really deep. And there are class matchups, team building decisions, skill combinations, timing, prediction, and bloodline tuning that can unlock additional skills and evolution paths. And it sounds like a lot because it is, but you don't have to understand all of it immediately. The basic battles are approachable where you can just, choose a team, learn some of the abilities, and just start playing the game. And like I said, in PvP, there are different ranks that you can grind for, but I did tell them that I think that they should add some sort of incentive, like different genie like skins or different versions of a genie to unlock each season, so that it gives even casual players who don't want to mess with PvP a reason to play the PvP, at least for a little bit, to grind for that specific thing. I suggested they do that for this game because then I think it would get more people who don't want to try it to try PvP, like me, right? I didn't think I would like it, but then I tried it and I did like it. Oh, and something that's really cool is that, like, you ever play like a creature collecting game and only like the big, really cool, rare looking ones actually matter, and then the small ones just kind of, collect dust somewhere? This game is different. Like, it's not all about like just the big, bad looking ones, right? I mean, even the smaller, more specialized ones can be very viable if using the correct team and situation. Like, they all are useful and they all do different things, so they all matter. Like this one, Chirpy, they can do a chain of combos powerful enough to potentially defeat an entire team, which is crazy. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that like when you're building your team, you don't just have to pick the creatures that look like they can bench press a semi-truck. And obviously, as this game keeps getting developed and will progress in the future, they're gonna add more genies, and so that means more team compositions. It'll just naturally grow. So it'd be like a never-ending thing. So if you're a guide maker or something, you've got content for decades, I feel like. And low-key, I just thought about this, but it'll be hard to get bored. Now, the game already has 400 plus creatures, and there's going to be even more coming in future updates. Now, obviously, like adding a bunch of creatures and then maintaining perfect balance are very different things. But from what I've played in LA, there's definitely a really good foundation there to build upon. So for the third test, it was the battle test. And do they pass it? I think they have a really good starting foundation. And so far, yes, but we'll have to wait and see as the game progresses where they go. But I will say there is this one creature, like a dragon, kind of OP. And we told them behind closed doors, I don't know if you got to nerf that or balance it somehow, but there are some genies that just felt unfair to fight. And so that's going to be their biggest thing that we told them, is that you need to keep it balanced. Like, honestly, just have a dedicated team to balancing your PvP so that it just feels fair across the board, because I can definitely see it going down a bad road very easily. Now, I don't think they're going to do that, but I want to address that because that is a possibility. So yeah, Roco Kingdom, if you're watching this, keep your eye on balancing for PvP. Now, there is a secret fourth test that I did not tell you about. And the question is, can I make my friends play the game? And I have the perfect friend that's always my benchmark. And that's my wife, Autumn. She's a gamer, but she definitely has a very specific type of game she likes to play. But, she's always open to trying new games. So she was there with me, and there was an empty computer next to me, and she was my +1. She wasn't actually like invited to play, but they offered her to play. And she was like, no, because she's a humble queen. And as her not so humble king, I forced her to play. I told her, play the game. They're asking you to play the game. We're at a closed event. Play the game. She was okay, fine. And then I looked over an hour later and she was still running around playing, collecting, and fighting. She even did PvP at one point, which that was insanely surprising to me. But the cool thing about this game is you don't have to play it alone. There's a social aspect to it. And so we joined each other's worlds, and that was some of the most fun I've had in a while in a co-op game. And don't worry, because the game is fully cross-platform against PC, mobile, and console. So no matter where you play, you can play with your friends. But yeah, you can visit your friends' houses, you can decorate your own space with furniture inspired by genies, and then obviously go and battle different genies and creatures. And some creatures can actually carry 2 characters at the same time. But like I said, the true test was, can you get your friends to play the game? And my wife is the ultimate benchmark, and she enjoyed her time with it. Like, she was pleasantly surprised, which surprised me because I low-key thought that we'd be done, and then she'd just be like, that game was ass. That's how honest she is. And I appreciate that about her. I love her honesty. And I asked her, like, how'd you feel about the game? And she really liked it. She was like, this is actually a lot of fun, especially the co-op stuff. You can believe me or not, I know this video is sponsored and you're probably thinking, oh, he's just saying that for the video. No, I swear to God, dude. That's what she said. So yeah, those are all the tests and questions I wanted to answer about the game and with my time with it. And does it pass all of them? Yes, but we'll have to see how it does when it launches globally. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh my God, this revolutionizes gaming and this is the best thing in the world. Insane, crazy, high, like, no. It's very fun. The details are awesome. The world is very cool. The combat system is really fun. I mean, I keep saying the same thing. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's a video game. It's supposed to be fun. I love games like Skyrim or Breath of the Wild or Elden Ring, where you look off into the distance and you see something. You're like, can I go there? What is that? And then you go there and you discover like a new quest chain or, you know, rare items or just like an NPC. I told them, add more of that to the game and you've got a winner on your hands, because that's what players like. That's what's going to want to make people explore the world and keep coming back. And when I told them that, they wrote it all down. So will they implement that? I don't know. But I did my part and I told them that they should. But I'm not trying to say that the world is bad to explore. It's good, but it could be better. And by the time this video comes out, the game has now been officially revealed at Gamescom, and you can go to their website, which I'll have a link in my description below if you want to pre-register and check out more of the game. And if you want to keep up with Roco Kingdom, make sure to follow them on their social media platforms as well, which I'll also have a link in the description, because we are going to be getting future beta tests. So if you want to try the game out for yourself, you want to make sure that you know when that happens. But yeah, I only got to play it for about 4 or 5 hours ish, and I had a lot of fun with it. But I'm interested to see how it's going to be once it launches globally, because this game can either be a really, really good, refreshing creature collecting game, or they could go down the wrong path and, you know, it could crash and burn. But I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, thank you to More Fun Games for sponsoring the video today and for allowing me to say the good and not so good things about the game. But as I'm filming this, I really hope they allow me to keep in some of the criticisms that I had given them and potential bad things that could happen with the game, so I can just keep it completely honest with you guys. So be sure to check out the links in the description below to pre-register, wishlist the game, and sign up for the upcoming test on October 27th. And I'll catch you guys at the next one.